Hello everybody, this is Shane R. Monroe. Today we're going to be looking at the demo of Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, a Ubisoft original. This is by the guys that made that amazing Rayman Legends not that long ago, and you can definitely tell its lineage. Now this is a demo version. You could play this yourself today. Normally I'm not really interested in games that do not come on Steam, frankly, because this is locked behind Ubisoft's launcher, or locked behind Ubisoft's launcher with Epic Game Studio. Neither are things that I really want to support, so I want to support Steam. But in this case, I did do a quick video showing the game running emulated on Yuzu on the Steam Deck, so a lot of people didn't like that. They thought that the quality was too low and I wasn't really doing it a great service. So today we're going to look at it on a full spec, nice high-end PC, and we're going to go through the demo here, and I'm going to comment, right? A lot of people like to hear me comment. So let's start this thing off. I've played, I don't know, probably a good 30 or 40 minutes into the demo, and for the demo here, they're pretty clear that they've done a few altercations here to make the gameplay spoiler free. And we're not going to go much into the story piece. We're going to skip the cinematics. And I do want to just kind of show you what to expect and what the game looks like here on the PC. I am using an Xbox controller, and this is the sort of game where even if you're a mouse and keyboard lover, this is the sort of game you play with a controller. And again, we're going to go ahead and skip all of this. All right, so let's take a look. Oops, let me turn off my gyro. So you can look around with your right stick, which is my gyro was causing it to wig out. You can look around with the right stick, which is nice because you're going to sometimes want to see platforms that would normally not be in your immediate sight or look down below. So let's just take a quick look graphically. It looks great. The shadowing looks great. Let's check out what our settings are here. I'm just kind of curious. Let's see. Graphics, is there an ultra? Okay, perfect. Let's turn it on. What do we have for anti-aliasing? Probably really don't need it. Okay. So now we're on ultra settings. This is as good as it gets. And you can see everything is extraordinarily silky smooth. And this is something that, again, really sort of plays into where I was talking earlier about Rayman and just how absolutely stunning and smooth and fluid everything is. The shadows look great. While the graphics tend to be more towards the primitive side. I mean, look at the way that the grass is. This is all sort of old school methodology, but then again, so is the 2D side scroller, right? Or the 2.5 side scroller. So yeah, and as you can see, the camera does pan back and forth based on what needs to be seen in the scene. And these are the sort of things that you don't really notice unless they're not there, much like a good audio soundtrack or music soundtrack in a movie. So this is, like I said, a 2D side scroller. You will be going up and down. So there's but everything is set in this perspective, and your guy pretty much always stays in the center unless you're looking around. I like the atmospherics. I don't know how well it's coming over because I didn't want to have to yell over the audio, but there's wind blowing. There's little, highlights of sound in the background. And again, this is a demo, and it's really just sort of here to show you the dynamics without giving too much away. We are not going to watch the dialogues or anything like that. I've already played this enough that I can get you through the basics. Looks gorgeous. I sometimes I'm just sort of staring around, looking at everything, trying to see, what all I might be missing in the background. Yes, there is wall jumping and stuff. We're going to get to that. In fact, it's right here. Mechanics are not going to be a surprise to anyone. These are well implemented mechanics, but there's nothing like new here, not so far, that's going to throw you if you've played any sort of games like this in the past. You can do small jumps and high jumps. I'm going to tell you that probably in just a minute, or I just passed it. Ah, here we go. So you have that.
What is this sorcery?
Yeah, you're not going to find out what the sorcery is. And again, you can't move forward in and out of the scene. It's always to the side, but you can interact with things that are behind or in front of you, which you're going to see here in just a minute. I think right here. So you can attack, right? So we're going to get to all the combat and stuff, but you will notice that even though this looks beyond your reach, this fallen warrior, you can destroy stuff that is, you know, seemingly inside or outside the screen in your area, right? So you can strike that and get currency. That's maybe the one bad thing is you don't really know what you can hit and what you can't. Ah, here we go. Here's some attack stuff, right? So you have pretty much you have two different types of attacks. You have a sword attack, which is tap, 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 right? You can hold and charge. There is that. And of course you can jump and attack straight down. All sorts of cool stuff that they really don't show you in the demo, but again, if you've played this, if you've ever played any game like this, you know exactly what you need to do. You also have, as you see in the bottom right, it says use Y for your arrows. So you do have a bow and arrow, but you can see that you are using arrows as you go, and there's no way to recover them. You just get these guys out of the way here. Okay, and so as you knock them down, you get the in-game currency, so to speak, which is those little diamonds. I don't really know what they're for yet. I'm assuming it's to buy stuff. You can slide. Sorry, I was using the switch earlier, so... Which one is it? There we go. And they'll tell you all this stuff as you go. Now, see, you would think maybe you could smack that guy up and get some stuff out of him, but you can't. So there's sort of a... I don't care for that piece of the equation where it's like you don't know what you can and can't hit. Now, the arrows, like I said, shoot, but you don't recover them. Sometimes when you kill guys, they'll drop arrows, right? But the cool part is, and I'm going to wait just a second here. If you hold down your bow, you end up having sort of this aiming system, right? And this is a recoverable arrow. So you throw it and it comes back. I don't really call it an arrow, but you use the same button. So you're throwing some sort of a glaive or something. So here's something you can hit, but you wouldn't necessarily know that unless you tried. That's something you could hit, but you probably wouldn't have known unless you tried. So as usual with these games, there's pathways, sometimes hidden, sometimes obvious. I was not able to figure out a way to break this, so probably a limitation to the demo. Hard to say, or I'm just not doing it right. Slide. I do like that's very slick. And I like how you can also jump over it if for some reason you didn't want to slide. More stuff you can break that you might not know you could break. Ah, finally, somebody to kill. So now, of course, there is a parry, just like any one of these games. I was a little slow on the draw here. Oh, I got dead. So, yeah, that's what I get for trying to talk and play at the same time. So it's going to send me back to the last checkpoint. That's fine. A chance to practice my parry. I'm not used to the triggers on here. There we go. Used to my Steam Deck, damn it. Short order of you, pal. Alright, let's continue. And by the way, you don't have to actually parry to get past this. Just kill him. I appreciate that. See, there's another little command that we didn't know you could do, right? Slide and kick. So while it's a single button attack system, you're kind of going, ooh, single button attack. That's so, you know, you got to use your hands. That's like a baby's game. But no, there's a lot more attacking types going on here than what initially would appear with a single button attack. Well, they're just going to make me keep fighting these guys. Knock them in the air, smack them down, shoot them while they're in the air. Unfortunately, there's no combo system here, which would be great, but listen. Can't have everything. As usual, any of my semi-live recordings will require my dogs to be barking in the background. Okay, so it's time for our little wall jumping action. It's Prince of Persia, so you would have expected this. And by the way, I make that look easier than it really is. You should have seen me last night trying to play this. Let's see. No particular reason to use those this time. And of course, what game would be complete without having levers, secrets, things to read, all sorts of lore. Again, we're not going to go into that. Of course, you can turn around. Oops. Dang it. There we go. Now this guy, the archer here, he will drop arrows. See, oh, you didn't see it, but he did. I assure you. Get off me. Time to potion up. If I can get someplace safe here. There we go. Didn't want to die from something stupid, right? And see, now you can bet that there are places that you can't necessarily see without using the map, right? So let's see. I didn't get up here with this before. Oops, hang on. Bad jump. See, I told you it was harder than it looked. Other way. Dang it. Maybe I'm being limited by the demo. Or I just suck. Let's move on. We're not going to go too far. I promise we're not going to make this a long video. I just want you to see some basic mechanics of it. The combat is remarkably satisfying. I'm not going to lie. Oh, by the way, you can also jet through the air, too. I think I skipped that tutorial. So that gives you an opportunity to really explore the area and do some things that maybe you wouldn't think you could do. Dang it. Get off me. A little distracted here. Dang it. There's something remarkably satisfying about popping this guy. Let's see. I think there's another way to get up here. There we go. Make this guy my biznitch. Okay, let me see. What are we doing here? There we go. Fly through the air. I knew there was a... Ah, see, here we go. Here's what I was telling you about, being able to go up and down, if you will. More stuff to read. Got some arrows. And here's where you sort of have some of the power-up system, right? There's all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to go into great depth with any of this. There's amulets. There's all sorts of ways to increase. See, moderately restore your health after a parry. That's probably something good to have, right? Just use them all. Cool.
What are you doing?
More storyline that we don't want to see. See, there you go. So there's more to this than just a standard arcade side scroller nonsense. There's a storyline, there's adventures, there's power-up skill trees, blah, 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 blah. So it's all in here, and we'll know more when the full game drops on the 18th. But hopefully you enjoyed this little demo. You guys know the drill. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know if I'm going to cover this game or not, because, again, I don't like buying from third-party lockers like Ubisoft. So we'll see what happens. I'm Shane Armonroe. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Take care.